Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopikante Radhakante Namostute तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय। बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। हरे कृष्णा
everyone.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा निशा
Hare Krishna.
कृष्णा। यस, तो हम लोग अध्याय 26 पढ़ रहे हैं ऑफ कैंटो 5। या आज 401st सेशन ऑफ रीडिंग श्रीमद् भागवतम एंड 26 अध्याय इज द फाइनल चैप्टर ऑफ कैंटो 5। सो 5th स्कंद का फाइनल अध्याय है। So when we complete 26, maybe today or mostly tomorrow, then we would have completed 5 cantos, which is really good. So there are, how many cantos are there? कितने स्कंद है? Total
12.
12 skans, right? So there are 12 books, and so out of 12 cantos, this is the 5th canto we are on right now. Yeah. So this Adhyay 26 is about the hellish planets. So far we read about all the planets above Bhu, right? Above Earth. So Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, Maharlok, Janlok, Taplok, and Satyalok. Yeah, Satyalok is where Lord Brahmaji resides. Those are the loks which are above Bhu. Then we read about the loks which are below Earth, right? So we read about Atal, Vital, Sutal, Mahatal, Talatal, Rasatal, and what is the bottommost planet?
Patal Lok.
Patal.
Yeah, so Patal is the bottom. So like that, you have 14 planets. We read about Surya Dev, right? How the Surya Dev's chariot is positioned, right? And there are 7 horses in the chariot, and how the Surya Dev, hello, Hare Krishna Ji.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
So the Surya Dev is stationed also, like how the Rath is there and the Sarthi Arun Dev. Then we read about how Shukri is above 1.6 million miles above Sun, right? Then another 1.6 million miles, there is Buddh, another 1.6 million miles Mars, another 1.6 miles Brihaspati, Jupiter is there. Above that 1.6 million miles is Saturn, right? And then above Saturn, 8.2 million miles, what is there? So Saptarishis, right? You know the Saptarishi above 8.2 million miles above Saturn, and then above Saptarishi, 10.2 million miles is Dhruv Lok, yeah, Dhruv Tara, North Pole star. And then we also read like how Vaikuntha Lok is how far above that, right? So all the quantitative measurements again. So then we read last week below Patal, 240,000 miles below Patal is Garbhodak Ocean, right? Garbhodak Ocean is where Lord Anant or Lord Sheshnag, right? Lord Sankarshan. So that's Lord Anantadev is stationed 240,000 miles below Patal, and it was mentioned that on just one of the fun, like the Sheshnag, just one of the fun, this whole universe is stationed, right? So think about how many sahastra, thousands of fun which is there, right, of the six, the Lord Anantadev, and just one of them is this universe, which is our universe. And of course, there are innumerable number of universes which exists, is mentioned in Bhagavatam. And so then we started reading about the hellish planets, right? Like what is hell and what is this Naraklok and how people go to Naraklok and where the Narakloks are. Do you remember where the hellish planets are? Right. So yesterday we read it's below, it's between Patal Lok and Garbhodak Ocean. Yeah. So below Patal and Garbhodak Ocean, there are lot of hellish planets. And that's what we are reading about. So this chapter is about, what are different hellish planets. So yesterday we were reading Shlok 7, Hare Krishna Taro. And so yesterday we read, like some authorities say that there is a total. Hare Krishna, yeah. So some authorities say that there is a total of 21 hellish planets. And some say 28. My dear king, okay, Sukdev Goswamiji is talking to Parikshit Maharaj. I shall outline all of them according to their names, forms, and symptoms. Right? So all the hellish planets are described. The names of the different hells are as follows: Tamishra, Andhatamishra, Rora, Maharora, Kumbhipaka, Kalasutra, AC Patravan, Sukramukh, Andakup, Karmi Bhojana, Sandams, Tapsurmi, Vajra Kanta Salvali, Veterni, Yodha, Pranrodha, Vishana, Lal Bhashka, Lal Bhaksh, Sarmeyadana, Avichi, Ayapna, Saraka Drama, Raksho Gana Bhojana, Sulprota, Dandasuk, Avat Nirodhana, Paryavartana, and Suchimukh, right? All these planets are meant for punishing the living entities based on the karmas, the fruitive activities, and so not just the quantitative measurements, all the names and everything is also given, right? So we'll start reading Shlok 8. Anilji?
जी हाँ तत्र यस्तु परवित्ता पत्य कलत्राणया पहरति स हि काल पाशबद्धो यम पुरुषय रति भयान कैस्तामिस्त्रे नरके बलान्निपात्यते अनशनादु नु दपान दंडताड़ ताड़न संतर्जन दिवीर्यातना वीर्यात्यमानो जंतुर्यत्र कश्मलवा सादित एकदैव मूर्छामुपयाति तामिस्त्र प्राये. My dear king, a person who appropriates another's legitimate wife, children, or money is arrested at the time of death by the fierce Yamadutas, who bind him with the rope of time and forcibly throw him into the hellish planet known as Tamisra. On this very dark planet, the sinful man is chastised by the Yamaduts, who beat and rebuke him. He is starved and he is given no water to drink. Thus, the wrathful assistants of Yamraj cause him severe suffering, and sometimes he faints from their chastisement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Nisha?
एवमेवान्धतामिस्त्रे यस्तु वञ्चयित्वा पुरुषं दारादीनुपयुक्ते यत्र शरीरी निपात्यमानो यातनास्थो वेदनया नतिमष्टिर्नष्टदृष्टिश्च भवति यथा वनस्पतिर्वृक्षमानमूलस्थस्मादन्ता tamupadisanti. The destination of a person who slyly cheats another man or enjoy his wife and children is the hell known as Andhat Mishra. There is condition is exactly like that of a tree being chopped at its roots. Even before reaching Andha, Andhat, Andhat Mishra, the sinful living being subjected to various extreme miseries. These afflictions are so severe that he loses his intelligence and sight. It is for this reason that learned sages call this hell Andhat Mishra.
Yeah, Andhata Mistre. Yeah, that's what this is called. So again, based on the fruitive activities, different karmas, different hellish planets are described. Yeah, Ajay?
यस्तित्वः वा एतदहमिति ममेदमिति भूतद्रोहेण केवलं स्वकुटुम्बमेवानुदिनं प्रपुष्णाति स तहिद विहाय स्वयमेव तदशुभेन रौरवे निपतति. Person who accepts his body as his self works very hard day and night for money to maintain his own body and the bodies of his wife and children. While working to maintain himself and his family, he may commit violence against other living entities. Such a person is forced to give up his body and his family at the time of death, when he suffers a reaction for his envy of other creatures by being thrown into the hell called Raurava. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Orve, yeah. Says here, Orve Niptati. So nice purport. So let's read this, Tarun.
In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Yasya Yatma Buddhihi Kunape Tri Dhatuke Swadhi Kaladratuishu Bhomaj Ija Dihi Yat Tirtha Buddhihi Salilena Karhichi Janeswa Abhijanesu Sa Eva Go Karaha. One who accepts this bodily bag of three elements, bile, mucus, and air, as his self, who has an affinity for an intimate relationship with his wife and children, who considers his land worshipable, who takes bath in the waters of the holy places of pilgrimage, but never takes advantage of those persons who are in actual knowledge, is no better than an ass or a cow. Bhagavad 10.84.13. There are two classes of men absorbed in the material concept of life. Out of ignorance, a man in the first class thinks his body to be his self, and therefore is certainly like an animal. Sa eva go karaha. The person in the second class, however, not only thinks his material body to be his self, but also commits all kinds of sinful activities to maintain his body. He cheats everyone to acquire money for his family and himself, and he becomes envious of others without reason. Such a person is thrown into the hell known as Rava. If one simply considers his body to be his self, as do the animals, he is not very sinful. However, if one needlessly commits sins to maintain his body, he is put into the hell known as Rava. This is the opinion of Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura. Although animals are certainly in the bodily concept of life, they do not commit any sins to maintain their bodies, mates, or offspring. Therefore, animals do not go to hell. However, when a human being acts enviously and cheats others to maintain his body, he is put into a hellish condition. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. ये यथे वामुना विहिंसिता जन्तवः परत्रयं यातनामुपगतं त एव रुर्वो भूत्वा तथा तमेव विहिंसन्ति तस्माद्रोरमित्याहुरुरिति सपादति क्रूरसत्त्वस्यापदेशः. In this life, an envious person commits violent acts against many living entities. Therefore, after his death, when he is taken to hell by Yabraj, those living entities who are hurt by him appear as animals called rurus to inflict very severe pain upon him. Learned scholars call this hell Rorev. Not generally seen in this world, the ruru is more envious than a snake. Anilji?
जी हाँ एवमेव महारौरवो यत्र निपतितं पुरुषं क्रव्यादा नाम रुर्वस्तुं क्रव्येण घातयन्ति यः केवलं देहं भरः. Punishment in the hell called Maharaurav is compulsory for a person who maintains his own body by hurting others. In this hell, Ruru animals known as Kravyada torment him and eat his flesh. Hare Krishna.
यस्तिवः वा उग्रः पशून् पक्षिणो वा प्राणत उपरन्धयति तमकरुणं पुरुषादैवरपि विगर्हितममुत्र यमानुचराः कुम्भिपाके तप्ततेले उपरन्धयन्ति. For the maintenance of their bodies and the satisfaction of their tongues, cruel persons cook poor animals and birds alike. Such persons are condemned even by man-eaters. In their next lives, they are carried by the Yamadutas to the hell known as Kumbhipaka, where they are cooked in boiling oil. Hare Krishna.
Ajay?
यस्विह ब्रह्मधुक स काल सूत्र संग के नरके अयुत योजन परिमंडले ताम्रमये तप्त खले उपरधस्त्यादन्य कार्म्या ममित्प्य माने विविनेशितः क्षुपिपासाभ्यां च दम्भ्यान्मानान्त बहे शरीर आस्ते शेते चेष्टे अविष्टति परिधावति च यावन्ति पशुरोमाणि तावद्ववर्धसहस्राणि. The killer of Brahman is put into the hell known as Kala Sutra, which has a circumference of 80,000 miles and which is made entirely of copper. Heated from below by fire and from above by the scorching sun, the copper surface of this planet is extremely hot. Thus, the murderer of a Brahman suffers from being burned both internally and externally. Internally, he is burning with hunger and thirst, and externally he is burning from the scorching heat of the sun and the fire beneath the copper surface. Therefore, he sometimes lies down, sometimes sits, sometimes stands up, and sometimes runs here and there. He must suffer in this way for as many as thousands of years as there are hairs on the body of an animal. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So that is for killing of a Brahman. Right? Arun?
Yes, iha ve nijaved pathadana pagtah pakhandam upagatas tam asi patravanam prayavesya kasaya praharanti tatra hasav itastato dhawamana ubhyayato dharyes talavanasi patres chidanyamana sarvango ha hato smiti paramaya vedanaya murchitta pade pade nipatati swadharmaha pakhandanugatam phalam bhunte. If a person deviates from the path of the Vedas in the absence of an emergency, the servants of Yamraj put him into the hell called Asipartravana, where they beat him with whips. When he runs hither and thither, fleeing from the extreme pain, on all sides he runs into palm trees with leaves like sharpened swords. Thus injured all over his body and fainting at every step, he cries out, "Oh, what shall I do now? How shall I be saved?" This is how one suffers who deviates from the accepted religious principles. Hare Krishna.
यस्ति वहवे राजा राजपुरुषो वा अदण्डे दण्डं प्रणयति ब्राह्मणे वा शरीरदण्डं से पापी या नरके मुत्र सुकरमुखे निपतति तत्राति बले विनिशपिष्य मानावयवो यथेवेह क्षुखण्ड आर्तस्वरेण स्वनयन क्वचिन्तमूर्छितः कश्मलमुपगतो यथेवेहादृष्टदोषा उपृदाः. In his next life, a sinful king or governmental representative who punishes an innocent person or who inflicts corporal punishment upon a Brahman is taken by the Yamdutas to the hell named Sukarmukh, where the most powerful assistants of Yamraj crush him exactly as one crushes sugar cane to be squeezed out of the juice. The sinful living entity cries very pitiably and faints, just like an innocent man undergoing punishment. This is the result of punishing a faultless person. Anilji?
यस्ति वै भूतानामीश्वरो कल्पित वृत्ति नाम विविक्त परव्यथानां स्वयं पुरुषोपकल्पित वृत्तिर्विविक्त परव्यथो व्यथा माचरित स परत्रान्धकूपे तद्र विद्रोहेण निपतति तत्र हासय तैर्जन्तुर्भिः पशुमृग पक्षिसरयि स्रपैर्मक्षक यूकामत् कुणमक्षिकादिभिर्ये के चाविद्रुदुघास्ततः सर्वतोभिद्रुह्यमाणस्तमसि विहितनिद्रा निवृत्ति लब्धा व्यस्थानः परिक्रामति यथा कुशरीरे जीवः. By the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, low-grade living beings like bugs and mosquitoes suck the blood of human beings and other animals. Such insignificant creatures are unaware that their bites are painful to the human being. However, first-class human beings, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, are developed in consciousness and therefore they know how painful it is to be killed. A human being endowed with knowledge certainly commits sin if he kills or torments insignificant creatures who have no discrimination. The Supreme Lord punishes such a man by putting him into the hell known as Andhakupa, where he is attacked all the birds and beasts, reptiles, where he is attacked by all the birds and beasts, reptiles, mosquitoes, lice, worms, flies, and any other creatures he tormented during his life. They attack him from all sides, robbing him of the pleasure of sleep. Unable to rest, he constantly wanders about in the darkness. Thus, in Andhakupa, his suffering is just like that of a creature in the lower species. Hare Krishna.
यस्त्विह वा असंविभजा श्नाति यत्किञ्च यत्किञ्चनोपनतम निर्मितपञ्चयज्ञो वायसंस्तुतः स परत्र कृमिभोजने नरकाधमे निपतति तत्र शतसहस्रयोजने कृमिकुण्डे कृमिभूतः स्वयं कृमिभिरेव भक्ष्यमाणः कृमिभोजनो यावत्तत्प्रता प्रवृत्तादौ अनिर्वेशमानं यातयते. A person is considered no better than a crow if, after receiving some food, he does not divide it among guests, old men and children, but simply eats it himself, or if he eats it without performing the 5 kinds of sacrifice. After death, he is put into the most abominable hell known as Kurmi Bhojana. In that hell is a lake 100,000 yojanas, 800,000 miles wide and filled with worms. He becomes a worm in that lake and feeds on the other worm there who also fed on him. Unless he atones for his actions before his death, such a sinful man remains in his hellish lake of Krami Bhojana for as many years as there are yojanas in the width of the lake. Hare Krishna.
Let's go for the 3 weeks. Ajay? Ajay, mute.
Sorry. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 3.13, Yagna Sitasena Santo Muchyante Sarva Kilbisa Bhanjate Te Tav Agaham Papa Ya Pachanti Atma Karanant. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is first offered for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. All food is given to us by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. The Lord supplies everything with the necessities of life. Therefore, we should acknowledge His mercy by performing yagna, sacrifice. This is the duty of everyone. Indeed, the sole purpose of life is performing yagna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So that's why, like, when we eat, we first offer to the Lord, right? And then it becomes prasad. And that's why if you go to the temple, all the food which is cooked is first offered to the Lord, right? Even at home, most people will offer it to the Lord and then eat the prasad, right? And if that is done, then it's mentioned that they are released from all kind of sins. And the duty of everyone to perform the yagna, and yagna in the Kali Yuga is the chanting of Mahamantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah. Continue reading this, Tarun.
According to Krishna, just Bhagavad Gita 3.9, yajnanatha karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tad artham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samakara. Work done as sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work binds one to this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. In that way, you will always remain unattached and free from bondage. If you do not perform yajna and distribute prasad to others, our lives are condemned. Only after performing yajna and distributing the prasada to all dependents, children, brahmanas, and old men, should one eat. However, one who cooks only for himself or his family is condemned, along with everyone he feeds. After that, he is put into the hell known as Krimi Bhojana. Hare Krishna.
यस्तिवहवे इस्तेयेन बलाद्वा हिरण्यरत्नादिनी ब्राह्मणस्य वापहरन्नतस्यन्यस्य वाणापदी पुरुषस्तं उत्तरराजन् यं पुरुषा आयस्मयेर अग्निपिण्डेः संदेशत्वचि निष्कुशन्ति. My dear king, a person who in the absence of an emergency robs a Brahman or indeed anyone else of his gems and gold is put into a hell known as Sandams. There his skin is torn and separated by red-hot iron balls and tongs. In this way, his entire body is cut into pieces. Anilji?
जी ये तुहे है राजन्या राजपुरुषा वा पाखंडा धर्म सेतून विन्दन्ति ते संपरेत्य वैतरण्या निपतन्ति भिन्न मर्यादास्तस्यम् तस्यां निरय परिखा भूतायां नद्यां यादो ऋतस्ततो वक्ष्यमाणा आत्मना न वियुज्यमानाश्च सुविद्रुहृदयमानाः स्वाधेन कर्मपाकं मनुस्मरणो मूत्रपूय शोणितखेन स खास्ति मेदो मांसव सावही न्यामुपतन्यते. A person who is born into a responsible family, such as Kshatriya, a member of royalty or a government servant, but who neglects to execute his prescribed duties according to religious principles, and who thus becomes degraded, falls down at the time of death and into the river of hell known as Vaitarani. This river, which is a moat surrounding hell, is full of ferocious aquatic animals. When a sinful man is thrown into the river Vaitarana, the aquatic animals here immediately begin to eat him. But because of his extremely sinful life, he does not have his body, not leave his body. He posthumously remembers his sinful activities and suffers terribly in the river, which is full of stool, urine, pus, blood, hair, nails, bones, marrow, flesh, and fat. Hare Krishna.
Isha?
ये त्रिह वे ऋषलिपतयो नष्टशौचाचार नियमास्त्यक्तलज्जाः पशुचर्यां चरन्ति ते चापि प्रेत्य हुयविन्मुत्रश्लेष्ममलापूर्णार्णवे निपतन्ति तदेवातिभि भत्सितं श्रमन्ति. The shameless husbands of low-born Shudra women live exactly like animals, and therefore they have no good behavior, cleanliness, and regulated life. After death, such persons are thrown into the hell called Pyoda, where they are put into an ocean filled with pus, stool, urine, mucus, saliva, and similar things. Shudras who could not improve themselves fall into that ocean and are forced to eat those disgusting things. Hare Krishna.
Ajay?
ये त्वहे वै श्रग धर्म जर भपतयो ब्राह्मणादयो मृगया विहारा अतीर्थे च मृगान्नि घ्नन्ति तानपि संपरितोल्य लक्ष्य भूतान यम पुरुषा इषु विवर्धयन्ति. In this life, if in this life a man of higher classes, Brahman, Kshatriya and Vaishya, is very fond of taking his pet dogs, mules or asses into the forest to hunt and kill animals unnecessarily, he is placed after death into the hell known as Pranarudha. There the assistants of Yamaraj make him their targets and pierce him with arrows. Hare Krishna.
ये त्व इह वे दम्भिका दम्भा यज्ञेषु पशुन् विशसन्ति तन् अमुष्मिल लोके वैशसे नरके पतितन् निर्यपतयो यथा यत्वा visasanti. A person who in this life is proud of his eminent position and who heedlessly sacrifices animals simply for material prestige is put into the hell called Visasana after death. There the assistants of Yamraj kill him after giving him unlimited pain. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I think we are going to pause here. Yeah, so see, how the hellish planets are described and how they are situated, what is their name, and what are the fruitive activities and karmas by which, the different results are outcome. And that's why it's mentioned, like, to get out of this cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease, that's where this whole transcendental, spiritual awakening is given for a human life. That's why it is so fortunate to get a human birth, is what is mentioned again and again, because in human birth, we can actually get connected back to Godhead by doing the devotional service, by surrendering to the Lord, which means doing the devotional service, by which we can do Shravanam, Kirtanam, Shmaranam, right? Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, doing Kirtan, and so on and so forth, right? So we'll pause here, and we are going to hear a beautiful bhajan, and we only have few more shloks remaining in this chapter. Tomorrow we'll complete this. So the whole canto 5th will be completed tomorrow, right? And today we are going to hear a nice bhajan by Maithili Thakur, and she played this bhajan at the holy time this year, 2023, I think in Vrindavan place, yeah. Nice bhajan on Radhe Rani. It's around 8-9 minutes, so we'll hear that. Then we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.
आई मेरे मन आई जाइए. Okay. आए मेरो मन लागे बरसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा राधे. आए मेरो मन लागे बरसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा राधे. आए मेरो मन लागो बरसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा राधे.
मुझे दुनिया से नहीं कोई काम, मैं तो राधा राधा नाम।
दर्शन करो सुबह शाम, दर्शन करो सुबह शाम। मेरो मन में
जय हो,
मेरो मन में
जय हो,
मेरो मन में बसो श्याम दीवानी, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी।
मेरो मन में बसो श्याम दीवानी, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी।
आए मेरो मन लागो परसानी में, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी। आए मेरो मन लागो परसानी में, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी। बोलो राधे,
राधे,
बोलो राधे, बोलो राधे, बोलो राधे, बोलो राधे, बोलो राधे, बोलो राधे, बोलो राधे, बोलो राधे 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 राधे
बोलो राधे 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 राधे।
बोलो राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे। बोलो राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे।
मेरो मन में लागे कोई रंग, मैं तो रंगू सजन के संग। मेरो मन ना लागे कोई रंग, मैं तो रहूं सजन के संग। मेरो मन में लागे कोई रंग, मैं तो रहूं सजन के संग। मेरो मन में ना लागे कोई रंग, मैं तो रहूं सजन के संग। मेरो मन में भरत हो मन, मेरो मन में भरत हो मन। बरसाने
जय हो,
बरसाने
जय हो,
बरसाने बिरज की राजा रानी,
राधे
जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी। बरसाने ब्रज की राजधानी,
जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी।
आए मेरो मन लागो परसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी। आए मेरो मन लागो परसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी। बोलो राधे, 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 बोलो राधे 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 राधे। बोलो राधे 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 राधे। बोलो राधे 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 राधे। बोलो राधे 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 राधे। बोलो राधे 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 राधे। बोलो राधे 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 राधे। मुझे दुनिया से नहीं लेना देना, ये जगत है एक सपना। मुझे
नहीं कुछ है लेना देना, ये जगत है सपना।
मुझे नहीं कुछ है लेना देना, ये जगत है एक सपना। मुझे
मुझे
कुछ
नहीं कुछ है लेना देना, ये जगत है सपना।
यहाँ नहीं कोई है अपना, यहाँ नहीं कोई है अपना। मेरी वृषभानु, मेरी वृषभानु, मेरी वृषभानु में नंदिनी, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी।
यमुने वृषभानु नंदनी, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी।
आए मेरो मन लागो बरसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी।
आए मेरो मन लागो बरसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी।
मन हटो ये दुनियादारी से, जहाँ मिले खारा पानी। मन हटो ये दुनियादारी से, जहाँ विराजे खारा पानी। आए मेरो मन लागो बरसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी। आए मेरो मन लागो बरसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी। बोलो राधे, 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 राधे 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 राधे, बोलो राधे 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 राधे, बोलो राधे 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 राधे, बोलो राधे 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 राधे, बोलो राधे 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 राधे, बोलो राधे 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 राधे, बोलो राधे,
बोलो राधे 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 राधे,
बोलो राधे 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 राधे, बोलो राधे 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 बोलो राधे 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 बोलो राधे 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 बोलो राधे,
बोलो राधे 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 राधे
बोलो राधे, बोलो राधे 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 राधे, आए मेरो मन लागो बरसाने में, जहाँ विराजे राधा रानी।
जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।
नंद के आनंद भयो जय कन्हैया लाल की। नंद
Right? So nice bhajan. Yeah.
What is the name of this Babaji?
Yeah, Babaji's name, I'll get back to you on that. I don't remember his name.
Okay.
He also leads a lot of katha and everything else in Vrindavan. I have seen that. And also in the islands nearby. But yeah, I think the singing singer is Maithili Thakur.
Right.
Yeah. She has been singing bhajan since childhood. Story, very nice.
या इसके तो YouTube पे काफी सारे भजन हैं,
हाँ, अभी
बहुत
तो
सारे हमें देखे। पूरा
बहुत
पूरी
सारे
फैमिली जो है, दोनों भाई और ये बहन
हाँ
मिलके गाते हैं, बजाते हैं। या
इनकी टीचिंग भी इनके फादर ने करी है।
जी हाँ।
So when they did not have anything, दिल्ली में रहते थे. So I read about her. And then her father was teaching her the bhajans, and then she came up very nicely. Actually, एक दो बहुत अच्छे भजन है, आपने पहले भी सुने थे, जैसे तो शंकर तेरी जटा में, बहुत अच्छा भजन है उनका, शायद अपन सुनेंगे कभी, मे बी टुमारो से। लाइक शंकर तेरी जटा में बहती है गंग धारा, इट्स वेरी ब्यूटीफुल भजन। और एक राम को देखकर श्री जनक नंदनी, लाइक व्हेन Ram ji goes to Janakpur, and so some very beautiful bhajans, yeah. And Radhe Rani bhajans, of course. So all right, we'll see you tomorrow, 10 p.m. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.